my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this little parrot. This is my original design. I don't think it's perfect, like I could probably have done better with the wings, but I still think it's very cute and I do hope you enjoy. And if I do have a band count for this, it will be in the description below. So for this project, you are going to need your loom, rainbow loom hook, rubber bands, a stitch marker or C-clip, some stuffing or whatever you have around the house, and then you will also need some safety eyes. I didn't plan out to put beads on the face, so safety eyes is the safest bet. The first thing we are going to be making is the tail, so you will need your rainbow loom for that. That's what it looks like. And first thing you're going to need to do is make the pin bars even, because that is how we make this tail. I am going to be using 4 different colors for the tail. I'm using 2 blues, a green, and red. So you take your first color and go down your loom 5 times. I've never loomed on camera like this before. I'm slow at this. Don't judge me, guys. That's 3, 4, and 5. So then you're gonna push those bands down and you're gonna take your next color, which I am doing turquoise, and you're just going to place it right on top of the green. Sorry if my hand blocks the camera. This is like new. I've never filmed a tutorial before for my channel. And then to finish this one off, you can either take a green or a blue band and make a cap band, which is just 4 times around. It's so hard to do on camera, guys. Like, bless people who make tutorials. How many? Okay, yeah, that just around 4 times like that. Then you can get your next color, which I am using darker blue, and you're just gonna do the exact same thing, but it's just gonna be on the middle peg. You're gonna go down 5 times with both of your colors, and then we can loop them together. That looks crooked. Okay, and then my last color is going to be red. So we just take these, put them on top of, I have to push those bands down, of the bands. 3. Then I'm also gonna take a blue band and wrap that around 3 times, creating 4 loops on the loom. Okay, and then we have to connect the tail together, so you're gonna have to like either use clear bands or the colors of your tail, but I am going to be using clear bands because there's 4 different colors here. But you don't have to use these clear bands. You can use whatever bands you like. So you just take it and go across both of them like that. Like, this is so hard to loom because I'm like looking at my camera, I'm not looking at my loom. So it's super weird. So you just need 4. So now the next step is to loom this out. So you're gonna go into that cap band. That feels like a lot tighter than 4, but I think it is just 4. I'm gonna take those first 2 bands and pull them forward. Focus. And you're just gonna do that on both sides. Just the first 2 bands. Don't pick the color up on the bottom. Oop, I only got 1 band there. I need both of them. And you're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. Also, please bear with me if this tutorial is bad. It's my first time making a tutorial and I don't know if I am gonna explain things good enough. It's almost the 4th of July. Well, I think it'll be after the 4th of July when I post this video, but okay. So we have flipped the top 2 and we have left the bottom 2 bands alone. You are just going to take your hook and pop the first layer. Oop, I have a green band. Just gonna pop the first layer off, making sure your clear bands are still intact like that. And I'm gonna do the same thing to the red bands. So this is what it should look like. And we are just going to loop the bottom bands next. Your parrot can be any color. It doesn't have to be the colors that I'm using. I should have mentioned that I am making my parrot teal this time, and just go through the cap band and pick up the bottom 2 bands and loop forward. You could probably make this on your hook, but I think it'd be difficult to do, so that's why we're using the loom. So this is what you should have right now. Now, before you take this off the loom, you can see that the 2 colors are separated. So I want the colors to line up. So I'm gonna put these blue bands off to the side. I'm gonna take off the red ones and put those off to the side, and I'll put the blue ones on the bottom and pick up the red bands, put those back onto the hook. I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. If you have a second hook or something, you can have them hold it. So this is what it should look like after you take it off the loom. It should just look like a tail. And now you're going to take, I think I took one body color band, which I am going to be using jelly teal for my parrot today, and you're just gonna pull it through all of those bands. I would leave this on an extra hook or something, because this is the band I am going to be using to put this onto the body, because I want the tail to be tight. So you can go ahead and set this aside, and we will start making the body parts. I'm going to be using white for the beak, as I did on this parrot. I used white. So we're just going to start out with I don't even know like where to put my bands for this. You're going to start out with a magic ring, so you're going to wrap a band around your hook 3 times, and then we're just going to pull 6 bands through this stitch. My camera is having a hard time focusing. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 'and then one more time to make it 6. And you're just gonna grab your stitch marker and put that on the band that is on your hook, if I can get it on there. Okay. So the next row, we are just going to be doing 4 single crochets and then a decrease. So there's no specific order that you do them in. You can just do 4 single crochets. So it's 4 single crochets and then a decrease. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then for a decrease, or how I do decreases, I like to grab the outside band and I like to grab the inside band for the other stitch, and I just take a band and pull it through those 2, and then I make the stitch, And then I go into the next stitch and I tie it off. Make that. You're just gonna go across from that stitch and pull another band through, because that is how you will be attaching this to the body with those 2 bands. So you can go ahead and put, oh, that looks better. You can go ahead and put the nose or beak to the side. So the next little thing we're going to be making is this little black thing. It's kind of like the bottom of the beak, but it's kind of just like decoration. You don't have to make that part, but I am just going to make it. It's super small. It's just a magic ring of 3, and then you can just tie off. It's super small, just to add some more like birdness to it. If you're a beginner, I don't recommend this project because I probably don't explain it enough for it to be somebody's first Loomigurumi project, but you can try. So you got 1, 2, 3, and to tie it off, you go into the first stitch. Hold on, that is not the first stitch. Go into that first stitch, and I'm going to pull a band through everything and tie it off. So it just kind of looks weird, which is okay. To put it onto your nose, I don't like to do this part until it's attached on the body, but I just go through just somewhere in the middle, and I just take the band we tied off and I pull that through all those bands, and that's what it should look like. But you don't have to do that until we attach it to the body. So this is the beak. We have completed the beak, the tail. The next thing we have to make are the feet. I was kind of hesitant on the feet because they're just kind of like little things that you really can't see that well on the parrot. But what I did was I did a capping band of 4, and I pulled 2 bands, through the cap band, and 2 more bands. You could make them different. I just pulled 2. You could do them longer if you wanted to. You could just go ahead and do the exact same thing for and then I think I took a single band doubled, if I can do that, and I pulled it through everything on my hook. And that is how I made one of the foots. I know, and you can just pull your body color band through that doubled band, and that is your attachment band. Then you can just go ahead and make another one of these the exact same way for the foot. Just make sure your band isn't falling out like it is on mine. Okay. You need one more of these for a total of 2. So you go ahead and make that. You can rewind it if you need it, but it's pretty simple. The next thing we are going to be making is the wing. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not like a big fan of this wing. So I think I'm going to be making this wing instead. Just looks a lot better and just a little smaller because his body is so tiny. It's not that big really. I did use 3 different colors for this. You can use as many as you like. We're going to start out with a magic ring of 6. I'm using 3 different colors for this. These colors I'm using. Start out with the red. I'm doing 2 stitches of each. So I'm going to do 1 more red. And then I'm going to switch to blue. I don't think I did slip stitches because I'm not worried about it. Like, it's supposed to be colorful. I'm not trying to hide anything. And then you can do 2 in green. A total of 6 stitches. Can go ahead and put your stitch marker on the band on your hook. Now we're gonna go through the first stitch, which is right here. You're going to chain 1, and then I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. Chain 1 and then pull that through everything, maybe, and you're just gonna go into the same stitch and do that again. So you're increasing on all the stitches. Yeah, I believe that is right. Should have a total of 12 after this. I'm gonna go to blue. I won't be switching colors. This is what I have so far. Go through that same stitch. Pull band through and chain everything. You're just gonna keep doing that until you get back to your stitch marker. Hold up. I'm supposed to do that for that one. My bad. And one more through the blue. Oh my god, I'm so messy. It's actually not that messy. I've lost way worse than that before. I'm just gonna do green. You pull a band through. You don't hook that until you pull the second band through. Like that, and then you do that. So you just put your band back on your hook like that. You pull it through everything on your hook. That is 2 stitches. You're gonna go through here, the last stitch, pull a band through that one, and then just do that. And then you pull a band through your hook, pull that band through everything, and take your stitch marker off. And then I'm just gonna go into the next stitch, which is like here, and pull a body band color through everything and tie off. Also gonna go across from that and tie off a band as well. So this is what it should look like. Actually, I'm not sure if that's what I did with the tying off bands, but we'll cross that bridge when we have to put it on, I guess. You should make 2 of those because you need 2 wings. So go ahead and pause or rewind if you need to. So then we are going to be making the body. We're going to be starting out with a magic ring of 6. I kind of have the pattern here in case you want to go ahead because I'm really slow at Loomigurumi. Two, three, 4, 5, and 6. Just take your C-clip or stitch marker and put it on the band that is on your hook. And on row number 2, we are going to be increasing all the way around. So be right here. An increase is 2 stitches in the same stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and back through is 12. Gonna take my stitch marker off, put it on the band on my hook. That's what you should have so far. The next, it's gonna be 3 single crochets and then an increase. I don't usually count out stitches when I do Loomigurumi, but it's a tutorial, so I guess I kind of have to. This will be 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet. This is my 3rd and final single crochet, and we're going to have an increase. So this is 1 and 2 in the same stitch. I don't know if I'm showing. So we're gonna do 3 single crochets again. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Then we're going to increase in our next stitch. Then it's going to be 3 single crochets. 1, 2, I hate when that happens. 3, an increase on our last stitch, which should be the stitch with the stitch marker in it. You're going to remove your stitch marker and put it back onto your hook. This is what you should have so far. The next row is just row number 4, which is just a single crochet all the way around through the 15 stitches. I don't think I'm gonna count these out loud because I don't normally do that. So you just have to make sure you have the right amount of stitches when you're doing this. We're having some nice weather in New York today. Super sunny. It's like 90 outside. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna hit like the pool after this video. I don't know if I will though, because my nose is pretty sunburned. The redness has gone down, but I looked like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer yesterday and the day before. But it's not a true American 4th of July if you don't get sunburn. So what can I say about that? Absolutely nothing. Almost done here with all of my 15 single crochets. I got 2 more left. Hold on, I went through a band I wasn't supposed to go Like, I honestly don't even have to look at this when I do it because I can just feel if it's wrong. Okay, so that's our round of single crochets, and then on this row we're going to increase to 18. So it's 4 single crochets and then an increase. It's 4 single crochets and then an increase. Move my bands closer to. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then your 5th stitch is an increase. I'm going to do 4 single crochets again. 2, 3, and 4. Our 5th stitch is an increase. Then our next 4 stitches are single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I should be back at the stitch marker, which is an increase. And row number 6 is going to be 2 single crochets and an increase for 24 stitches. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3rd stitch is an increase, I'm just going to repeat that pattern. Single crochet, single crochet, then an increase, and then 2 single crochets and an increase. So 1 for a single crochet. My gosh, I can't get it on my hook. 2, then our increase. 1, 2, 2 single crochets now. It's 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and then our increase. And just keep doing that pattern all the way around. rows 7 through 8 are single crochet 24 around all of this. So I'm gonna do row 7 with you, and then you can pause the video and do row 8 on your own. It's just single crochets in every stitch, no increasing. Somebody's phone is ringing downstairs. I think it's my dad's phone. I wonder who's calling him at this time. Okay. It's usually not a big deal if that happens to me, because I know how to fix that. Just drop some bands. And when you get to your C-clip or stitch marker, you're gonna pause the video and do one more round of single crochets. So I will meet you back here when you do so. So you should have paused the video and done one single crochet row all the way around. And now we are on row 9, which is 2 single crochets and a decrease. So we're going to be doing 2 single crochets and a decrease. So this is 1, 2, and the way I do a decrease is I grab the inside band for the first stitch, then I grab the outside band for the next stitch, and I just pull a band through both of those, like that. So it's a single crochet, and I'm just going to do the same thing I did for the decrease. Then single crochet, single crochet, decrease, single crochet, single crochet, decrease. If you do your decreases differently, you don't have to like follow how I do them. I just do them like that in every Loomigurumi thing that I make because I don't know, I just like how it looks, I think. And then we're going to be doing a decrease. Oop, was it on my hook? And you should have 2 stitches left, and then you'll be doing your last decrease for this row. That's what it should look like. Now kind of twisted here. The next row is going to be just a single crochet and a decrease down to 12. So now we are going to be doing single crochet decrease all the way around. Just going to be single crochet and then a decrease, single crochet, a decrease, single crochet, and a decrease, single crochet, and then a decrease, oh my gosh, I hate when that happens. So do a decrease again, but don't lose your band like I did. And a single crochet, and a decrease, single crochet, and then your last stitch should be a decrease. So you're just going to take your stitch marker and put it on to that band, and since I am using a stitch marker and not a C-clip, I am going to connect it to the next stitch over. But if you are using a C-clip, you just might want to tie off this band for the meanwhile, because we're going to be adding the eyes, nose, and then we're going to be stuffing this after. So I'm going to be adding the eyes next. I don't know what size eyes. It's going to have to be these ones. It's going to have to be these ones, I think, because I think these are a good size. I don't think they're, those are the same. Okay. I dropped one. So I'm going to be using these, but I'm going to put the nose on first because it'll give me a better idea as to where the eyes should go. Now, don't quote me on this. Do your face however you want, but I'm gonna put it somewhere around here, because I'm always super bad at attaching stuff to Loomigurumi. I change my mind so much, so just please attach it however you like it. So I change my mind so much. So I think that looks good to me. So I I'm just going to tie these two bands in a knot. And how I do that is I like to cross them, and I take my hook and pull through the top band. I usually do it twice so I know that it's tight and won't come off. So as for the eyes, I think I'm gonna place them like one over here. Then I'm gonna take the other eye and put that one over here. I think that looks good. I think I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay, so after you secure your safety eyes, you're just gonna wanna take some stuffing. You don't wanna overstuff it. You can definitely probably grab more than what I have right now though. And you're just gonna wanna stuff the face for the shape that you want. I think the safety eyes backing fell off, but we'll worry about that later. So yeah, it should be stuffed now. And we are ready to move on to the next row, which is gonna be a single crochet. It's actually gonna be all decreases to 6. So we're just gonna decrease around the entire head. Try to push your stuffing out of the way. We don't want to get that in between the stitches. Like if you get a little, it's not a big deal, but we don't want like a lot. My gosh, I can't grab the band. So that's a whole row of decreases to 6. And the next row is row number 12, which is going to be an increase in the 6 stitches all the way around. This is gonna be the body part or the neck area right now. I think my camera likes focusing on bigger things rather than small things. I really don't want this tutorial to be so long, but I think it is going to be long. Like, I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. I tried. Okay, so then now you should have 12 stitches. And then for row number 13, we're going to do 3 single crochets and an increase. We should have 15 stitches all the way around when we are done. So we're going to do 3 single crochets. So this would be number 1, 2, and then 3. And stitch number 4 is going to be an increase. These stitches probably look really tiny, so be careful. Make sure you're grabbing the right stitch during this row. And it's going to be 3 single crochets again, so that's going to be 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to have our increase. So 1, 2, and we're just going to do our 3 single crochets again, and then your increase should be landing on the stitch marker. Oh, don't do what I just did because I just lost all of the bands. That's 1, 2, 3, then an increase. So I have to flip the page, I believe. Then row number 14 is just going to be a single crochet all the way around the 15 stitches. So it's gonna be 1, 2. I don't really count, so you guys are gonna have to count yourself. But yeah, I've opened my Etsy shop like a month ago, and I've just hit like 6 sales. I'm like super proud about that because I didn't think I was gonna get any sales, but I'm so happy about that. So if you haven't checked out my Etsy shop, you should please do that. I mean, you don't have to buy anything, you can just look at it, and I'm just as happy when I see I have just people just looking at my Etsy store. I have like a lot of people have stuff in their cart, and I think they forget about it or something, because like 6 people have my seahorses in their carts. I'm just like amazed by that. Like, it's so crazy. I don't know. But if you are thinking about starting an Etsy shop, you definitely should, because it's totally worth it. Like, I'm not in it for like making money. I'm just kind of doing it for fun, and I just want to share my creations with other people, so that is mainly why I have an Etsy shop. Okay, so we're back at the stitch marker. That was 15 single crochets all the way around. And we're going to be doing, for row 15, 4 single crochets and then an increase to 18. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5 is an increase. Stitch number 5 is an increase. And I'm just going to count 4 single crochets again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then next stitch is an increase. It's gonna be 4 single crochets. This should be our last time doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and our increase should be on your stitch marker. And this next round, which is round number 16, we're just going to be doing 18 single crochets around. Like, I'm sorry if this tutorial is boring, but my life is pretty boring. I don't have anything to talk about, really. I'm sorry. But I just hope you guys can understand this tutorial. Like, I hope there's no confusion. But if you are confused during any parts, I can try my best explaining it to you in the comments. But if you do know how to do Loomigurumi, even like if I'm explaining it bad, you should just be able to follow the pattern and make it, because it's not a bad pattern. It's very cute, and I do like how it looks. I can't wait to see what this looks like with my different sized wings this time around, though. Just kind of experimenting with this design still, because like I don't think, like, I don't know, do you guys think like your designs are like perfect when you make like the first one? Because this was like my first parrot that I made. I don't know. Okay, so that was 18 single crochets of 18. This is like the body part, and now we're just going to be doing a single crochet decrease all the way around to bring us back down to 12 stitches. So this is our single crochet, and then our decrease is going to be right here. Single crochet, then a decrease, single crochet, and then our decrease, single crochet, and our decrease. Oh wait, no. Decrease. I only had one stitch. Single crochet, and then our decrease. Single crochet, and our last stitch is gonna be a decrease. Now at this point in my directions, it says to stuff, but I think I am gonna attach the tail and wings before I stuff it, because that seems just like a good idea to me. So should have your tail on like a holding hook. Oh my god, guys, I literally broke this double-ended hook. Look at that. I broke it. Oh my gosh. Can we talk about that though? Okay, so I'm just gonna put this onto my hook that it's like kind of centered with like the face. I'm gonna hold once. I'm gonna put this on my, I'm gonna put these bands on my finger for right now. I'm gonna go into the second to last row, and I'm gonna go into the next stitch besides that, and I'm just going to, that's how I'm gonna attach it on its own. You don't want it to be like, okay, I think I'm getting it this time to tie off. I think I got it that time. Off twice. That's probably what I did. I mean, it is completely up to you if you want to make the tail tight like that or not. Okay, so then for attaching the wings now, I realized that I'm just gonna attach the red parts to the body and let the rest of the wings be free. So if you haven't already, pull your body color through whichever part. If you have like a green parrot, you can attach the green part to the body if you want. I'm just gonna leave that red band there because I'm sure it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I'm just gonna hold it to the body. I'm gonna go through that stitch, and I skipped like 2 stitches in between. This part is gonna be horrendous. Oh, I actually do like these wings better. Those are so cute. Okay. And I'm just gonna tie these 2 bands off twice. There are methods to my madness, I swear. I think that looks good. I like the smaller wing better. That looks so nice. And to attach the other wing, I try to get them even, but it doesn't always work out that way for me. So just try your best. I try and like line them up with the eyes. I try to line them up with the eyes, like this is like a stitch away from the eyes, so I'm gonna try and do that again. I'm gonna try and do that again on this one. I can't remember if I was like this high up or if it was that high up. Before I tie off the second one, I try to make sure and look that they're like sort of even or sort of equal. My Loomigurumi creations are never perfect. At least I don't think they're ever perfect. But yeah, those are the little wings, which I think this guy is looking, this parrot is looking super adorable so far. Okay, so I'm just gonna stuff the inside now since we have everything on. We have to put the feet, we have the feet to put on, and we have this little optional beak thing if you want to put that on as well. You don't need a lot of stuffing for this project because this guy is so small, but it is worth the stuffing. You know, I think about like all the stuffing I have thrown out, like my dog's toys stuffing. I'm like, I could have been using that stuffing. So I think I overstuffed this like a little, so I'm gonna take a little out. And then, yeah. So then we're just going to decrease all the way around our last row, and then we just have to attach the feet and the little beak part. Make sure you're pushing your stuffing out of the way, although my other one looks pretty bad because you have to attach the feet on when there's stuffing inside. The stuffing kind of got everywhere. I did have 2 different versions of feet, but I just went with well, actually, the red parrot that I've showed you guys wasn't like my first one. My first parrot I made for somebody, and I sold it to them in real life. So technically that it wasn't my first parrot, but okay, now it says you tie off. I'm gonna tie off in the next stitch, but I think I'm gonna do one more decrease. Like, you can do whatever looks best for you. I'm gonna do one more decrease, and I'm gonna tie off right here. And if you have like a hole or two, I'm just gonna bring my tie off band around a couple stitches, and that should get rid of some holes ideally. I think now I think it looks good. For the feet, you just have one body color band through them, so it's not like gonna be like crazy good attaching, but like you kind of want to be able to see it like on the edge of your bird or your parrot, so it's really bothering. I'm gonna go like a stitch down and tie these off. Yeah, I think that's okay. So I'm just gonna pull that tight. And since this is like the bottom, I just like wrap this around the foot. I just kind of wish. Okay, and I'm just gonna do the exact same thing for the other foot and hope that they look okay, because see, I'm going through all this stuffing right now. just gonna tie that off. You could hide it in the body, but ideally I don't want to have to pull out any more stuffing, so I'm just tying it around the feet because I don't think you'd even notice. I attached the feet a different. Okay, and then the last little thing we have is the little extra beak part to attach. To attach this, I literally just go through, you want it like downwards on the nose. So I literally just go through one of these stitches, or like 3 bands. You want it to look something like that. And then I just kind of pull that band through the white nose. I'm going to bring this black band through the body, and I'm just gonna take a body color band and pull it through and tie it off. You can do it however you think it looks best. That is how I think I did it. I can't actually remember since I made it like so long ago. But this is my little parrot. This is what my little parrot looks like. If you want to add the little hair on the top, I took 3 bands on the wings, which I have to get those, so just give me a second. I'm going to be using these 3 colors, and you can just tie them anywhere on the top of your parrot. I just kind of go like a stitch away from the magic ring, and you just tie them off, and then you can cut them with scissors, which I don't have scissors over here, so I'm gonna have to get those 2. But yeah, they don't have to be like perfect. You could add another one over here if you wanted to. It's optional to make it look kind of fuzzy, I guess. Let me go get my scissors, and then I'll just cut those, and then we'll be done. So I got my scissors. Just to cut these little hair bands. You can make them shorter if you want. This is what they look like. I kind of like this tail better because it's more like up there, but yeah, that is how I make a little rainbow loom parrot. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave me some feedback in the comments. Please like, subscribe, follow my Instagram, which is Alexis_looms, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!